With Santana's performance tonight in 3 outings against the A's, he has worked 21 and a third innings, allowing just 14 hits and 3 earned runs in his 3 starts against the A's. But it looked like the A's might get something going early tonight. Mark Ellis leading off the game. There's a ground ball smacked inside third, down the left field line for a base hit. That'll roll into the corner. Ellis around first base on the way to second and opens the ball game with a 2-base hit. Mark was 1 for 8 in the first 2 games of the series. Scudero, though, able to bunt Ellis to third base, got the A's in a scoring situation, but Santana got 2 quick fly ball outs from Chavez and Johnson, and that was it. The A's would get only another base runner until the 7th inning. That would be when Ellis singled in the 3rd, and with 2 out in the 7th, they got their 3rd base runner and 3rd hit on an effort by Jay Payton with a single, but that, too, produced no material threat. Meantime, Kennedy had to battle his way through a maze of threats in the early part of the ball game, beginning when he walked Figgins to start the first inning, and Garrett Anderson followed with a single to left field that put runners at first and third after Figgins had stolen second base. But in the first confrontation with Vlad Guerrero, the big guy popped up on a hard pitch down and in, and then Benji Molina hit into a force out, and the A's turned back that threat. Kennedy faced another threat in the 3rd inning, rather similar, a Figgins single, and then with 1 out, Garrett Anderson at the plate, and this was a pivotal play.
And Anderson, it's a fly ball to short left. Long run. Kelsey coming on, goes into a slide and can't make the play. Now it rolls behind him. Figgins going to third. The throw by Payton is not in time. Holding at first is Anderson, and the Angels have first and third and 1 away. Kelsey had a good shot for that ball going into a slide and couldn't make the play. It rolled behind him, and Figgins, with his speed, alertly able to go to third on the play.
I might add that Figgins might not have been the runner, and without his speed, probably no one else would have gotten to third. But Figgins had been on first when Cabrera hit a line drive to Ellis near second that popped out of his glove. Ellis stepped on second for a seeming forced play. This was all before the Anderson at bat, but the umpires ruled that Ellis had retained the ball, and it was an out on the hitter, and that Figgins was still the runner. So that's why the A's thought Figgins shouldn't have been in the game. Guerrero lined out on the first pitch, and it looked like Kennedy might get out unscathed, but there was Benji Molina, a second time in a similar situation.
Molina hits the ground ball to the hole, into left for a base hit that will score Figgins. Up to second goes Anderson. Here in the bottom of the 3rd, the Angels have taken a 1-0 lead. Solid single by Benji Molina for his 59th RBI. A hot one-hopper through the hole on the left side.
And Kennedy needed center fielder Jay Payton on Darren Erstad's at bat.
The 2-0 to Erstad. It's a fly ball to center. Well hit. Payton going back, still going. Reaching up, makes the 5-10, getting to the track. Had to turn around quickly and make the play on a ball that seemed to jump off the bat by Erstad. And Jay Payton tracking it down in left center field with an excellent play as the Angels settle for 1, leave 2. And after 3, 1-0 Angels.
In the Angel 4th with 1 out, when Rob Quinlan came to the plate, he could look back at 5 at-bats in the series, 1 homer, and 4 strikeouts. Which would it be this time?
He hits a deep drive into left, going back, Kelsey. Kelsey's at the track, at the wall, and it is gone. Into the Angels bullpen, the second home run of this series for Rob Quinlan. Angels 2, Athletics nothing.
He's had 6 at-bats in the series, 4 strikeouts, 2 homers. And a walk by Kennedy and a Figgins single made it look like the inning might open up big time with Cabrera coming up.
And now Joe Kennedy's 2-0 pitch on the way. A chopper might be 2 towards second. Scudero flipped to Ellis, relay to first, and they got the double play. And again up the middle of Scudero and Ellis. Sparkle on a chopper that took Scudero toward the grass, actually slightly in front of second, had to turn and then flip back to Ellis with the runner Figgins coming in on him, and Ellis turned the 6-4-3 double play as they got Cabrera at first by half step, as the Angels have to settle for 1 on the home run by Quinlan. And after 4 complete, Angels 2, Athletics nothing.
Kennedy managed to finish the sixth inning. In fact, retired the final 7 he faced, throwing 98 pitches in his second start as a member of the Athletics, and left with the A's still down by a score of 2-0. In the seventh inning, the Angels had a threat going with Jay Watasik on the mound when they had a single on the part of Figgins with 1 out. He stole second base, and with 2 outs, Anderson singled to center field. Looked like it might plate another run, but Figgins was thrown out after having to wait to make sure the ball went through. Payton got him at the plate, and the A's kept that deficit at 2-0. In the eighth, Santana had just cruised through the A's lineup and had 1 out when Nick Swisher reached him for a double into the right field corner, taking a gamble on the arm of Guerrero and winning with a slide into second base. Melhuse, who started behind the plate tonight, was the next hitter.
Here's the 0-2 to Melhuse, line to left center field. It's going to fall for a base hit. Swisher's around third, up with the ball. Figgins, they're going to hold Swisher at third, and at first with a single with Melhuse, and the A's have runners at the corners with 1 out in the top of the eighth.
And now the crowd here in Anaheim perhaps holding its collective breath, because the A's, of course, have managed to make big innings in late going against the Angels this year in all of those tight 1-run ball games. Mark Ellis already had 2 hits, and he hit the ball hard in his third at bat, up for his 4th time.
Breaking ball chopped over the mound towards second, on the bag. Cabrera over to first for 2. A breaking ball and kind of a defensive swing by Ellis, and he chopped it over the mound. It wasn't that well hit, but it took the shortstop Cabrera right to the bag. So in one motion, he was able to touch the bag and throw to first for an inning-ending double play, as the A's frustrated in the 8th inning as they had first and third with 1 away. And we head to the bottom of the 8th. Angels 2, Athletics nothing.
And Watasik gave up a deep double by Guerrero to start the bottom of the 8th. That brought Kiko Calero into the ballgame. He struck out Benji Molina, and then an intentional walk to Erstad put runners at first and second, setting up the possible double play. Rivera struck out swinging on a slider, and it was up to Rob Quinlan. But during the Quinlan at bat, it wasn't Quinlan himself. It was another play that produced an insurance run.
The 2-1 delivery. The runners are going. Taken outside, throw to third, and the throw gets by Chavez. It rolls into short left field, and Guerrero will score. Stopping at second is Erstad. It's 3-0 Angels, and Kendall is claiming batter's interference. The runners were going, and the throw to third by Jason Kendall, the ball, Guerrero and Chavez all arriving at the same time, and the ball skipped by Chavez. It rolled into short left field.
A walk to Quinlan then prolonged the inning, but Calero struck out Adam Kennedy. But the Angels had the 3-0 lead, and Santana, coming out to start the ninth, even though yours truly didn't realize it while being preoccupied, gave up a 1-out single, which brought in K-Rod to try to close it out. Dan Johnson tried to bunt his way on, made a good effort of it, but K-Rod made a good play to throw him out for out number 2. And Jay Payton's fly ball ended the ball game, and the A's head home dead even with the Yankees and the Angels after losing 2 out of 3, despite the fact that the A's pitching staff yielded but 6 runs, of which 5 were earned. And Robert Wan will be along with the scoreboard report for you right after this.